Good morning, St. Francis, and good morning, people of God. It is Thursday, the 7th day of April 2022. It is Thursday of the 5th week of Lent. It is the 33rd day of Lent, just one more week left of Lent until the Paschal Triduum begins. Coming to you again from our courtyard at our school, the Franciscan school, our marvelous, wonderful school. Today is a very sultry day. It is very humid, and storms should be passing through, hopefully breaking the humidity and bringing us back down to more spring-like temperatures, because it was like 80 yesterday, and I can't stand it. It's going to be like 75 today. So there's our bronze statue of St. Francis and Gubbio, the Wolf of Gubbio, direct from Italy, Father Dan Kenna, having purchased it and been able to place it here in the courtyard for all of our students to enjoy. Today's readings that we hear for the Thursday of the 5th week of Lent, first from Genesis, of God changing the name of Abraham. His name is Abram when God first makes contact with him, and then after that, because Abraham believes the covenant and decides to follow God, basically God changes his name to Abraham. And it is with that that God makes the prediction that Abraham will become, the promise that Abraham will become a great nation, a nation that will be able to foster kings, many people will be called great and wonderful because of that, that there will be wonderful things for the world that will be able to occur because Abraham has listened to God and has kept the covenant. And for that relationship with God to be maintained, basically God says to Abraham to just keep my covenant, which is basically to trust in God. This is before the Ten Commandments, this is before anything that is legalistic or rules. God just asks Abraham to trust him. And to believe that God knows what God is doing, even though it seems ridiculous and absurd and outlandish and what have you. To trust is enough to create the covenant and to keep it productive and to keep it influencing and shaping and transforming our lives. It is that covenant, again in John, that unfortunately Jewish leadership is sort of shown to no longer understand, to no longer appreciate, to no longer use or to employ as a way of transformation. Again, Jewish leadership becomes concerned with its own status, with its own abilities to rule and to control and to have authority. It is no longer that which helps people to build up trust within God, and to trust that God knows what God is doing always. And because of that, again, Jesus tries to reveal what is lacking in the leadership among Pharisees and the scribes and the teachers of the law. And here we come to the great confrontation at this point, where Jesus tries to remind the Pharisees of what it is that Abraham did and how Abraham trusted in God, and that's what they should continue to be following. Because of that, Abraham never sees death, which the Pharisees and scribes just don't understand and say, how can you say that? Abraham, is thousands of years old then, and you are not. And then Jesus makes the great proclamation before Abraham came to be, I am. Again, using that phrase, which is the name of God that is given to Moses out of the burning bush. Finally, it clicks, with the Pharisees as to what actually Jesus is saying, and they want to go ahead and stone him and get rid of him, but Jesus disappears from their midst because it is not his time. Again, when we are confronted with the truth and reality of what we should be and of how we should act and be in this world as believers, sometimes that can be unsettling, and we can respond to it maybe with a lot of resistance and a lot of consternation, a lot of antagonism, as unfortunately the Pharisees are doing. But the reality is always to be able to trust in God, to be able to trust that God knows what God is doing, is our greatest challenge, responsibility, and witness in the world. That offers the world hope. It offers the world security. It offers the world a way through the darkness and into the light. And may the Lord give you his peace.